I know that you've had very limited experiences with this, but something that's also really helped me and why like I dived so far into something like SIO is tabletop gaming.
Yes.
Because you get to explore certain sides of yourself through the characters you play. And so I guess just to segue into my next question, because obviously we're a tabletop gaming channel and I have to ask some questions involving tabletop gaming. But what do you think, what class or race or whatever of Dungeons and Dragons do you feel resonates with you the most?
First of all, I have played D&D a couple times. Had a fucking blast. And honestly, I didn't think I would before I played. But when I did, it was fun. You kind of like got out of yourself in a healthy way, which I think is really important. Kind of like you were saying, you know? Mm-hmm. But anyway, so you're going to have to like tell me about the classes and help me understand what they are before I can really answer that.
Right. Well, I mean, like, you have the fighter, you know, that's self-explanatory.
Okay.
Barbarian. I think you played a rogue one time, right?
I did. I played a rogue, and I had a blast.
Yeah.
Because all I did was fuck with people, which is, pretty me. That's pretty me.
I mean, frankly, everyone who plays a rogue just messes with people.
Yeah.
Then there's the bard, which I call Bradley Bardley all the time. He is not happy about it, but he is Bardley.
At this point, you know, I just kind of take it. Like, everyone has their own nickname for me. I've never had one that stuck, you know? But, you know, that's okay. That's okay with me.
Right. And I mean, just the names of the classes are kind of self-explanatory, but then you have the ranger, you know, the wizard.
How is a ranger and wizard self-explanatory?
Well, a ranger is like, you know, self-sustenant. Like,
oh, I like that.
Yeah, they're like they live out in nature. They, you know, they're like your typical like survivor man, you know. And I mean that's kind of selling it short because they do a lot more than just that. But if you want to imagine, like, I guess the classic interpretation of like a scout, that is a ranger. And then, you know, a wizard is like, I know magic because I'm a big nerd. I've read a lot of books, so I know how to do magic. Sorcerers are, I was either born with magic or just one day I farted and a spell happened, you know?
So they kind of like...
It's innate.
Are they kind of like nose up in the air because they just naturally have it?
Kind of. Yeah, kind of.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean they generally are like I'm cool. I got magic. But at the same time, like they tend to be social outcasts too.
Because they're assholes.
That and because it's like it's almost unnatural. It's like people are like, okay, what did you do to get that kind of magic? Or what did your family do that?
Yeah.
Like and then there's like people that are like wild magic sorcerers where they don't have that much control over their magic. And so like we had a guy in one of our games. It was like very first game and the DM called for a wild magic roll and he dropped a fireball on himself.
Classic.
And like blew up half the party. And then you have warlocks. So the way I've heard this interpreted behind those is you have the wizard who is like the most studious student in the class, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
The sorcerer is the person who sleeps during the class but still makes A's on the test. Okay. And the warlock is the one that passes the class because they fucked the teacher.
Oh.
Yeah, they make a pact with a extraplanar entity, like a demon or an angel or...
Well, I could tell you right now, that's definitely not me.
Nah, man, I think you're a rogue.
I think maybe so.
You're either a rogue or a bard. Maybe
is the bards like more comical?
Yeah, bards are... So there's a running gag with bards that it's like, so a dragon appears and the party's like, oh no, we gotta fight the dragon. But the bard like seduces the dragon instead.
Oh. I don't know. I don't know if that would. I don't know if that's within my skill set, but you know.
Right. Yeah, that's a typical running gag with the bard.
Yeah.
I love playing bards, but everyone hates it when I play bards.
Right, because yeah, that makes sense.
God, I love playing bards.
Yeah, so I would agree with you. Probably like a bard or maybe a rogue. And, you know, I definitely, at the back of the class, that's me for sure. Not fucking a teacher. Not quite being a social outcast. But not quite being, like, real cool either.
Right.
I think I'm just kind of there, dude.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm a DM.
Maybe. Oh man. So okay, I think we're getting to the point where we're about ready to start wrapping things up, but is there anything like you would like to, like, let's imagine there's a kid, like a young person. You deal with this a lot cuz you teach music, but is there anything that you would say to them specifically about starting out as a musician?
For sure. And I think I would broaden that to not just people who maybe want to pursue music, but just anyone. Like, make a decision, do it or don't do it. You know? If you, like, have a dream about being a musician, put all of you into it. Because otherwise, like, what the fuck are you doing? You know? And that goes for anything, not just music. Like, you know? And I'll tell my students that, obviously not in those words. But, you know, like, well, if you want to do it, do it. Don't tell me you want to do it. Just do it. You know?
Yeah.
Like, I think that's my best piece of advice. Like, I wouldn't advise a student who's thinking about going into music to do music, but if you have to do it, I would say I respect that. Just make sure you fucking do it. You know? Like, do it 100%. And that's it. Learn your skills. Don't slack on your practice. Like, just go for it. Learn marketing, learn social media, learn how to do that shit. Don't just, you know, jerk off to yourself because you can kind of play guitar or something. Like, it's not an accomplishment to, like, I mean, it is an accomplishment to learn an instrument, but, like, if you want to be a musician, that's not the end goal, right? So don't just stop because you kind of can.
Yeah.
Just go for it all the way. I think that's probably...
I think you hit pretty much everything I think on the head. Only thing I would add on top of that is be confident. Because I know it's scary getting on a stage and performing. And I know that you're afraid of messing up and making mistakes, but it's one day, you know, it's one performance. And yeah, I mean, maybe someone's watching, but keep going. Learn from your mistakes and keep trying. And if you really want to do it, you will try and learn from every mistake you make. And you will try to prepare yourself further for the next time so you don't make that same mistake. And if you're making the same mistakes twice over and over again, then you really have to ask yourself, like, what do I need to change to do better?
Yeah, 311, Nick Hexum. Big shout out. Here's a quote from them, because everyone knows 311. It's one thing to make the same mistake twice. It's another thing to make it all of your life.
Right.
But for real, though, definitely agree with most of what you said. I don't know what the fuck confidence is, so I'm going to have to diverge there, but absolutely learn from your mistakes. Absolutely, like, I would say be competent versus be confident, but, you know, fucking learn your craft, and then when you make a mistake, just get out of it, you know? The moment's already gone. You can't sit there and cry about it. You gotta move to the next passage or whatever you're doing.